Alright, this is Ser431 Assignment 2. In this assignment, I'm using Loop Subdivision in order to enhance the appearance of this mesh. As you can tell, there's currently 0 subdivisions, so you kind of get a weird, chunky, bulky, triangulated monkey head. But when I press the plus sign, as you can tell, it smooths, because every time I press it, the amount of faces is increased by a power of 4. So we'll go up to 5. I limited it only to 5, not just due to assignment constraints, but also it just takes a long time to go from 4 to 5. So right now we're at 4. Pretty nice looking mesh, but then let's increase it just one more time to get to 5. It's going to take some time to load, because every time I press it, it's going to redo the whole loop subdivision algorithm. Alright, so 5. Can't tell much of a difference now because it's getting really refined and nice. And just to show through example, I'm actually going to change it to a wireframe real quick as well, so you can see the amount of faces increasing each time I subdivide. So not too many here, that's why it's a little bulky. This was given through Blender. Increase it once and boom, you get a lot more faces. And the more I increase it, the more it looks like it's actually forming a new material, which the material I used before was the falling material, defined here in my main method. So if I zoom in, you can see all of the new faces. Relatively cool. Aside from that, let's get to the algorithm. So here's just the main method where I'm actually just loading in a monkey. Actually, don't need that anymore. And then increasing, decreasing subdivisions. Once I press the key, it's going to call subdivide, which actually goes into Loop Subdivision. So to track all the edges and faces, I just used Mr. Dupe's way. All it's doing is simply putting each edge into a hash table, right here, process edge. And then also have a way of getting it. Just was a little bit simple. Other than that, let's get to the Loop Subdivision. So here what we're going to be doing first is actually create a new edges after we look up each of the original current edges. So it's going to run a loop. For each source edge, it's going to create a new edge, which is done through this method right here. It's a bit hard to read. And then once you create the new edge, what it's going to do there is actually update it with the new source edges. So for instance, get your edge here, create the new one, it's going to update that current hash table with the new edge done in here. Once we have all the edges updated and created, we're just going to be drawing the new faces, connecting them in order to make the subdivision work. So press it, what it's going to do, first it gets the edge, creates a new one, and then redraw the faces, which as you can tell gives it more of a smooth texture to the monkey itself. Speaking of smooth, I actually use three.js's smooth modifier in order just to make it so I can apply shaders to it, to the material. And other than that, that is Loop Subdivision.